Happy Monday, strivers. I hope you woke this morning with a great attitude and an intention to really feel a wonderful start to the week. I hope you focused on your morning routine and feeling grateful for your life and for the people in your life and the opportunities you have to make a difference today. I'm going to talk today about the positive mindset and specifically the positive mindset quiz that I've created that is here in this daily growth audio space for you to take. And I encourage you to do so. I'm going to explain to you why your score is important. Mainly, it's important because it's a shining light, or it is shining a light on how you're actually living each of your days now. And that's very important information for you to use and not to ignore if a positive mindset is important to you, which the fact that you're listening to this audio says that it is. And you might think, well, I feel okay, but that's not recognizing what's actually happening to you over time. And what you do daily really does matter. It will become more evident to you, both in a positive and a negative sense. What you're doing every day is building something up. And the most common lowest score is in routines and habits from people who've taken the positive mindset quiz up to now, because you do them on your own. And that's why the tools, the 555 Club, the audios, the weekly lives, the monthly coaching, if you're in the full membership, I encourage you to upgrade if you're not. That's why they exist for you, to do them with other people who are growth journeying too. So even if there's a middle score that you take in this positive mindset quiz, and I encourage you to take it after listening to this audio and see what score you get. Over time, you'll not become charged if there's a middle score there. You'll slip into the comfort zone, which can be this kind of wasteland between the caged life and the charged life. Caged life feeling trapped and just kind of restricted and not sure, and the charged life being full of joy and confidence and purpose. So if we're going to the first section of the positive mindset quiz, it's very much about your routines and your habits. In fact, there are three categories that are important to understand. One of them is your routines and your habits and how much you're engaged in them. One of them is the tools that you use to build your positive mindset. And the third one is the people that you have and you're engaged with. And through the thread of this whole quiz and this whole positive mindset is purpose, this intentional, purposeful action to build. So habits matter because if, when you answer the questions, the phone is the first thing that you reach for in the morning, that matters. And it matters because you're practicing being reactive. You're practicing opening your eyes and reacting to other people's demands of you. It's practicing needing external stimulus. It's practicing needing external validation. It's practicing devaluing your own self and your own priorities and your own plans, because you can't plan for that day when you go into reaction mode immediately. You're literally conditioning yourself to reach for it, which will happen throughout the day as well. And then it can spill into reaching for it when you're trying to focus, or even worse, reaching for it when you're driving, or reaching for it when you are supposed to be engaged in a relationship with somebody, reaching for it when you can't sleep, and on and on and on. You're conditioning yourself in that way. So removing it from the bedroom, turning it off at a certain point at the end of the day and putting it away and building a routine around that. It's like dinner time is the trigger, routine, turn off the phone and hide it away somewhere. And the high is you get the time back. Your family gets your time back. And you can plan your routines. So the second part of it is planning your routines for your energy and your relationships. I know that energy and relationships, they are really important to us to make us happy and make us productive and effective and successful. And if we're not planning how you are going to maintain your energy, especially if there are high load things going on, lots of people are taking for granted that there are high load things going on in their life. Their life is a high load. They have loads of things on their plate, lots of things at work, lots of things in the family, lots of people wanting their time and energy. If we're not planning how we are maintaining that charge in our routines for energy, then you're leaving your energy to chance. And since you are practicing other people's priorities, if you are reaching for the phone often, your energy will start to slip if you don't plan it with real intention. And there's no judgment here. The premise of the quiz is that you want a positive mindset that leads you to a charged and a meaningful life. And that's what you'll get if you just engage in these practices. So the second area I'll talk about is resources in the quiz. And you ask some questions, and you're either proactively filling your mind with tools that support your mindset building in a positive way, or you're reactive to allowing into your mind without thought. People are filling your mind anyway, daily. It's called modern mass marketing. It's everywhere. It's in everything you do. Somebody is trying to get an idea into your mind. So becoming proactive with filling your mind with positive resources and tools, like these daily audios, like the coaching sessions, like all of the things that we have there, the audios that we have, in the home space and these daily ones, that's an opportunity to fill your mind on purpose and start to shape it for what you want. And when we get to sticking to our priorities and kind of not randomly checking the inbox or social media, you start to see the effect of the habits and the routines. So if that question, when you answer it, is, yeah, I do randomly check inbox or social media throughout the day, we've all been there, we've all done it. But use that information, because you're starting to see the effect of the habits that we talked about earlier. If you're reaching for the phone all of the time, if you're not filling your mind with positive ideas, if you're not planning things out, that reaction that you are doing in other areas of your life is starting to spill out then into your day, where you randomly check, you can't concentrate or focus for long enough, and you're randomly checking other people's priorities again. So it is likely that if you are randomly checking throughout the day, you're also someone who's reaching for your phone pretty early in the day. It's just because you haven't practiced long enough yet. So I encourage you to do that. The question where it says about, are you in an effective coaching program? If the answer is yes, it's only true if you're in the full membership of this area or some other fully engaged coaching program. But it's not true if you don't do the live calls, if you don't walk methodically through the video replays, for instance, if you haven't done them yet, and use those worksheets and implement for a week and go again. Because otherwise, this is a story that we tell ourselves, oh, well, yeah, it's okay, I'm in a coaching program because I'm in this growth thing. But if we're not actually doing any of the coaching, the live calls, the weekly calls, the video replays, then that's just a story as well. So being in an effective coaching program is really important to build the positive mindset. Are you releasing tension throughout the day? The answer is yes. If you're now developed the habit of using the 555 Club at least once a day, and I know some of you are using it 3 times or more a day, which is absolutely amazing, and you will feel the effect. If you're not releasing tension, then the breath is this kind of, people can say, well, I release tension in other ways, and that's fine. But the breath is the quickest and the most powerful way to do this, and we have the tools here for you to do it. So the next session, which is important, is people. Your proactive approach to reaching out to people will also be a measure of how happy and uplifted you feel in a day, because of your efforts to lift people up, because of other people's efforts to recognize you and lift you up, and this combined energy where connection is really happening is super important to building a positive mindset. That's why I encourage you to engage in the community. That's why I encourage you to engage in the live streams. Like we had a wonderful call on Friday in the live stream, or the monthly coaching calls. It's really important because you meet your friends who are growing with you, and that's a wonderful feeling. So if I was you, I would take the quiz on a weekly or a monthly basis to measure your progress in high performance and in growth. It's very engineered, it's very comprehensive, and it will really measure how active you're actually being in building a positive mindset, and you will feel the effect of that. And the answer to the questions, if you answer them honestly, they can guide you. If the answer to your question, the honest answer, isn't the one you want, set the intention for that over the next week or so to build it. How would you like to be different? Set yourself a challenge to stick to. Test it, see progress, go again, and you're systematically building your positive experience of your life each and every day. Because basically, what we do every day is who we're becoming. Now, I hope this audio serves you. I hope you take this positive mindset quiz today and see what your score is and use what your answers are and the follow-up email that comes to you to set yourself some challenge to build a positive mindset. I hope I see you today in the 555 Club. I hope you're feeling wonderful and charged, and I hope you reach out and connect with wonderful people in your life and you win the day on purpose.